What's up, y'all? It's just Rhonda. Welcome to my channel and welcome to the Timeline Tea, where we talk about what's on my timeline and probably yours too, because I feel like we be looking at some of the same stuff, y'all. Happy Hump Day, everyone. How's your humps? Well, I think I'm currently ignoring my humps. I feel like there's humps like right there in front of me. I'm just gonna pretend like I don't see them. I feel like it's a Capricorn thing. The humps are there, but I'm just trucking along because I'm not gonna let these humps like distract me from where I'm trying to get to. So hopefully y'all can ignore your humps as well. Just saying, y'all like the video, subscribe to the channel. You know how we do. We come in, we say hello. How do we say hello? We hit the like button, thumbs up over here. Y'all subscribe if you're brand new. Go ahead and subscribe. It's going to be a good time. I mean, I'm not going to make no promises, but probably more than likely, if you stick around for a while, you will have a little chuckle, maybe one or two. Anyway, hit the notification bell. That's important too. You want to make sure that when I come over here, I know I don't always be on your mind like 24/7. I think sometimes you probably get distracted by other things. So if that's the case, go ahead and hit the notification bell. That way you'll know that I'm here. Hey, Elsie. Elsie, we got some good fun stuff to chat about. I hope you have a minute to, hang out for a second and add some of your wisdom to what goes on over here in the timeline tea. I don't know why they feel like it's necessary to let the dog out as soon as I get started so he could come right by this window and start doing all that barking. So, sorry about that. And I will address the person that's over here letting the dog bark in front of the window. Anyway, y'all, where are we going to start? We got some interesting things to talk about. You know what? I hate to do it. But for 1 second, I got to go. Sorry about that, y'all, but I had to go say something. That's so rude. Anyway, DoorDash. Let's get into the things that are going on over here on my timeline. So DoorDash is doing a good thing. In the heat of all of the things that we're dealing with in terms of, I mean, it's political. There's no other way to put it. It's politics all day long over here. So while we try to, as a community, make it through one day at a time because we just never really know what we're going to get. Oh, great. From the dog to the baby. There's just no respect over here. I'm just going to live in a hut by myself. Anyway, y'all, enough of that. DoorDash partners with local food banks to waive fees and deliveries for 1 million free meals to support SNAP families during government shutdown. I think a lot of us, you take for granted things that you don't have to think about. So not only are there lots of people who don't have any grocery money anymore, they don't have transportation either to get to there. We take a lot of that for granted. So, I don't know whether Snap, I don't think Snap pays for deliveries necessarily. Anyway, you think about the elderly people, the people that are down bad, health wise. It's not just like the vision is there's a bunch of just single moms out here having all these babies and relying on the government to, feed them. That's not the only thing. There's a lot of people, like I said, elderly people, sick people who don't have transportation to even get back and forth to the grocery store. So, and, they're going to have to rely on food pantries. Like they're not, they're not the same as the grocery store. They don't have a delivery service necessarily. So, it's nice to see companies coming to the assistance of the people. As the federal government shutdown threatens to pause SNAP, Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program benefits for more than 42 million Americans, DoorDash is stepping in to help families in need. Though it's a Project Dash emergency food response, the delivery company announces plans to deliver 1 million free meals via food banks nationwide and waive all delivery and service fees for SNAP recipients throughout November. DoorDash will also waive merchant fees over 300 partner food banks and pantries supporting meal deliveries to vulnerable communities. Cover delivery service costs for roughly 300,000 groceries orders placed by SNAP customers on partner platforms such as Sprouts, Dollar General, Hy-Vee, Giant Eagle, Wegmans, and Ahold. I don't even know these. I don't even know these brands. Ahold Delhaize brands. Who are they? Donate food and household essentials from DashMart locations and local food banks across the affected regions. That's awesome. No one should go hungry in America, period, said Max Redding, DoorDash Vice President and Global Head of Public Policy. Millions of families are worried right now about how they'll put food on the table. This is a stopgap, not a solution. But doing nothing isn't an option. I mean, I feel like we should all have that attitude. Like we don't know how long this is going to last, but I think that's the very least. There's plenty of people that get a paycheck that sit around ordering DoorDash, $30 McDonald's. So they have it in them to, go ahead and waive those fees for people who are already suffering and still should be able to get food. I don't think these are the same people that are ordering, DoorDash. They're making themselves available. So, I mean, that's very dope. DoorDash emphasized that its efforts can replace federal support and urged Congress to restore funding for SNAP immediately. The company's initiative underscores its ongoing commitment to fighting hunger and supporting communities through crisis. Well, I mean, I'm going to put this link in my description because, there's all these things, all this more information on how you can help. I definitely want to make it a point to bring that up because it's hard out here in these streets right now. And, maybe look into DoorDash as a business. Like when you're talking about moving your support to different places and taking it away from other places, looking at somebody who's willing to support and what is he, the CEO? I don't know what's the president. Yeah, he's the president of public policy. So I think I want to look a little deeper into that and figure out what that even is. But shout out to DoorDash for doing that. In other news, let me see what y'all are saying. We need a seed bank to grow food. Yeah, I mean, at the very least, bring these types of resources to the public, and so everybody can, be a part of helping. Nobody at this point can sit on their ass. I feel like if you go into the grocery store, even if you got nothing, it won't kill you maybe to throw one can of something in your basket in order to donate. So let's see what else. Uh, Delivery drivers for seniors by me and help the mobile food. Oh, you delivered for seniors. That's cool. That's dope. I mean, I feel like I don't do enough, but at the very least, I feel like I can put together some donation boxes to take to, I have baby clothes, we got diapers and formulas and things. It's going to be hard for, mothers with young children who can't necessarily go to work because their kids is little, and it's a lot, child. In other news, what are we going to do with AI? AI is doing the most, isn't it? It's like great and not great at the same time. I have never tried Chat GPT. That's not something I've used yet. And yeah, one thing they don't want AI to do. I'm glad we're distinguishing between these things here. So there's a bill that wants to prevent AI from, I guess, being people. They would like to remove the ability to marry. Ohio lawmakers have proposed a bill to ban AI from marrying humans. House Bill 469 would block AI from gaining any human rights, including owning property or running a company. How is this a thing? Did I tell y'all, is it Men in Black or is it iRobot? I don't know. I don't know what's going on here, but you know that there's somewhere, some person over on the World Wide Web wishing to matrimony to itself to an AI robot. I guess, child. It's scary. It's a world I'm not sure about. Basically, yeah, you can't. They don't want them to run any businesses. How is this a thing? Why is this even a bill? Do they just be down there to the courthouse wasting time making bills about things that we don't need? Now, this is when AI comes in. Oh, this is a how do you feel about this? So, how do y'all feel about this? Let's see.
This shit. Well, you now
I want to start it over.
y'all see the new technology is out, right? Y'all see the shit. Well, you now shopping and shit. You can I think this is the one where you ring up your own shit, like when you put it in the cart. See, look at this shit. What that say? You see what this shit say? It say start shopping. You know what I'm saying? So you know what I think, right? This gonna put the motherfucking cashiers. No more. You ain't gonna need no cashiers. If you could just pay for your shit like this. Continuous guess. Let's see what happened. First time using new cart. Yeah, got me. Let's see what they talking about. Add product. Face it. Yeah, you scan the shit as you put it in the cart. Place it in the cart. Don't hold item, just put it in there. How to add produce.
It seems like they're gonna need a person. It seems like they're gonna need a person to assist with the carts because
this new technology, man, putting this shit right here. Y'all ain't got no business working any damn way. You know what I'm saying? Y'all ain't got no business working any damn way. You know what I'm saying? Yo, yeah, look. You pay for everything right through the cart, yo.
He's figured it out.
You know what I'm saying? Look, EBT.
On and popping.
Look, this is the new wave right here. This is the new technology shit.
That's what it is.
You know what I mean? Let's put the cashiers out of work.
And that's
you know what I mean? Hey. crazy.
This is the thing with that. It's not necessarily about putting anyone out of work. It's more about redirecting the energy of what's happening, and the skill sets of people. Are y'all mad at this or not? I'm not really that mad, to be honest, because I feel like every time I go in the store, the cashier is a challenge for me. Isn't it like you can go in the store and bam, 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 get your things, and then getting through the checkout is the worst part of your experience? Let's see what you're talking about. You said we need that bill? Because some people are claiming they're AI boyfriends and girlfriends. I agree. I'm like, I guess, because some people are doing it already, and it's a new world that I don't necessarily, I'm aging out. I'm not, some of this stuff I'm not gonna participate in. No, I'll do without if I have to have an AI boyfriend. But some people, maybe that's better. You do the scan and put it in the cart, walkout option. I mean, but it's not like about putting people out of work, because obviously there's going to have to be someone there. The supervisor one, they've already trained you for this. It's just the same as the self checkout, and I feel like everybody is very well on. You know how to use the self checkout. So now you just can't bring that thing up while you're shopping. If you need a price check, I'm sure that option's there. I'm sure there will be random places where you can find someone to help you with your cart if there's a malfunction. There's a job, a person that knows, a little bit technically savvy, knows how to, train people through the customers through how to do it. If you don't know how to do it, then you need to order your groceries ahead and to pick up. Then you're going to need people for that window. See, we just move them around based on their qualifications and things. But, life's, you're still going to need the people. I've gone in Walmart where, people are in there with their blue carts doing the groceries for the things that people have ordered. I always feel like I need to dodge and dip out of the way from these people that are shoppers. So hire shoppers, DoorDash, all of those people that be rushing through the store. Just turn it into a warehouse where they all get a blue cart and handle their thing. Maybe some sort of same thing that at the checkout. You know what I'm saying? A cash register situation on their dollies. Just warehouse that thing. If you want to buy groceries, you got to warehouse style it. And then for the home goods and the other half of Walmart, that's not necessarily that. And I'm talking about big stores, Walmart, Myers, Target, any of those big stores that have grocery stores attached to, other things. You just warehouse off that grocery part and let people order it however, online, pick it up, whatever, however you're going to do that. And then you can grocery cart your way through to buy other things. And provide jobs. So all those people that were cashiers, it's warehouse work. People still got to do warehouse work. So maybe we could just do that. I feel like some of these cashiers, I feel like every time I go through the checkout, the cashiers usually don't want to engage with you anyway. It's sometimes difficult to get the person to even say hello. They feel like they would much rather just be somewhere stocking and shoveling and grabbing things. You know what I'm saying? So, the jobs don't go away. They just switch to something else. They always have someone that somewhat special needs. The special needs people, I would say housekeeping would be a good job for them, and teaching them lifestyles. I'm not even trying to be funny. I'm just trying to figure out where all these people, when they're taking away people's what do you call it? Social Security. It's all coming one after another. If they gonna get the food stamps and the health care, they just gonna keep taking and taking. So y'all keep, acting like, the shit ain't happening, because it is. And hopefully, we could redirect some of these things. The DoorDash guy, he's perfectly willing, and he has some great ideas on how, to help the community. And these big box stores, they just gonna have to transition. You get rid of people, and then the robots, the AIs will own Walmart. So, do it to yourself. I'm not, I'm just saying. I ran across this. You know how you stop on things and you wonder, um, how did I get here? Why did I stop here? So I stopped over here. Lord help me. And I see this old man having this conversation with these young men, old school style, giving the game, being a wise old man. This is what he had to say.
Let me tell you something I wish somebody told me earlier. Finding a good mother for your kids is more important than finding a good-looking woman for yourself. Beauty fade. But how she raise them babies? That lasts forever.
I hear you, OG.
Y'all listen? Let me tell you something I wish somebody told me earlier. Finding a good mother for your kids is more important than finding a good-looking woman for yourself. Beauty fade. But how she raise them babies? That lasts forever.
I hear you, OG.
Y'all listen?
I mean, I hope at some point that conversation included some schooling on, how to be a good father to children. Because 80% of women, single women, are raising their kids without a father, in the house, single parent household. I'll put it that way. Little to no participation. I hear a lot of guys complaining about how their mother, the kid's mother, how she does things. What's its name? Martell Hope, perfect example of how he's always critiquing, Melody's behavior as a mother, as she, amongst the bickering. I'm just saying there's a lot of negative talk about her when you're like, come on, cut it out. What are you doing? Anyway, I was irritated by that. I'm like, y'all are training these guys to do what? To find a woman who's going to do what? It made me think of this guy. This, old school traditional mentality. What are you going to be doing, while you have this woman that's raising your babies? Are you going to be doing this? I'm not going to turn it on because I can't. But this is your boy Ray J. He's performing One Wish. I mean, it seemed like one song. Have we heard Ray J perform anything else besides One Wish? I say that because I wonder, like, if Ray J was out here choosing a wife, like this old man told them, choose a wife to raise your babies so I can be out here doing whatever this is. Ray J is 40, I don't know, 40 something, 3, 4, 5, in his 40s. He working his way on. Look at his DMX belly. I wonder what kind of influence he's having on his children. I mean, I'm guessing he's probably not around much. And I'm guessing, yeah, he picked a woman to raise the kids while he doesn't. There's always so much wife mom talk, and I don't want to come off as a wife mom hater, because although I haven't signed any paperwork, I've definitely in my lifetime signed up to those, roles that are considered wife roles and things. Raise the babies while they have left. I was just like, I'm hoping there's, like I said, more to that conversation. I'm hoping there's more to that conversation than just pick a woman, but not because she's beautiful, but because, or are we married? There's so much more for this man to be saying. And the kid's like, I hear you, OG. Do you? Because he didn't say nothing. One wish. El said, if he had one wish. I happen to be somebody who is often entertained by Ray J, but this is not entertaining. is off, starting to become a little uncomfortable. I mean, it's been uncomfortable. I'm just saying, maybe not. He's got a regular crash out, and it's reached a point of somebody help him. Ray J came from, a family that was well set up for him to be successful, and he wanted to be out here in these streets doing, gang related things. So this is how he ends up over here stomping around with whatever energy he got from out of, let me don't say what Ray J is over there doing, but he's still performing One Wish. So that tour is happening right now. If you want to go see the remake of the Versus battle featuring Ray J, get your tickets, child. Speaking of influential people, so I mean, I don't know. Ray J and them started over there with Zeus, didn't they? So I don't know what, Prinky has done her share of reality shows and things. So I don't know anything about her mommy. What I do know is, so remember we talked about Marvin Sapp and how he was over there at church embarrassing this lady, one of his parishioners, because she was only donating $1,235, and he was asking the people. She was in the $2,000 line, not in the $1,235 line. And so instead of graciously taking her money, he reprimanded her for being in the. He asked, "This ain't what I asked for. Take the check." So you think you're doing a good thing when you're gathering up your money and you're the headquarters of the treasury of the whatever group, and we're going to raise this money for the perfect church, perfect world, or whatever, perfecting. What is that? The Perfecting Church. That's the name of his church. And you get your check over there. We raised $1,235. Ladies, everybody give yourself a hand. We did a great job. Yay! Sister Martha, you can go ahead, and since you're the head of the treasury, you can go ahead and bring the money up to the pastor so you can shake his hand and be all the way in his presence, girl. And she gets up there so excited because she's about to shake the pastor's hand, and he cussed her out because she didn't come with enough money. The nerve of her to stand in the 2,000 line when she ain't got but $1,235. And I don't know what Tyler Perry seen in that moment, but it inspired him to donate $100,000 to Pastor Winans based on, the embarrassment that he endured over the last few weeks online. Tyler Perry donates $100,000 to Bishop Marvin Winans' church amid viral backlash. Filmmaker and philanthropist Tyler Perry has donated $100,000 to Bishop Marvin Winans' Perfecting Church following a viral video that stirred controversy online. The clip, which quickly spread across social media, drew criticism and sparked debate over the church's leadership and approach to the offerings. In response, Perry's sizable donation appears to be a show of solidarity and support for Winans and his congregation during the public backlash. Solidarity as what? When you saw that video, that's what you wanted solidarity with? This arrogant ass pastor cussing out the old lady for not having enough money, standing in the wrong line. Shame on her. Then he gets her to come on TV or whatever little news interview they did, to take responsibility for how come she messed up and how it wasn't his fault. Get out of here with that. I'm curiouser and curiouser, I suppose. Everybody doesn't think the same. Your boy, Pastor Jamal, he has a different take on things. Thank goodness. I don't know. I'm guessing Jamal doesn't have Tyler Perry money because, not many people do. But he has a lot of influence. Jamal does. So as millions struggle with food insecurity during this ongoing federal shutdown, Pastor Jamal Bryant of New Birth Church in Georgia is taking a bold step. That's a big church. I've been there. That's a very big church. Redirecting tithes and offerings into food donations. How about that? Instead of collecting money throughout November, Bryant is asking his congregation to bring canned goods and pantry staples each Sunday to support the church's King's Table Drive through a food program, which provides free groceries to families hit the hardest by SNAP, benefits freezing, rising unemployment. We're going to perform miracles while the government is shut down, Brian told his congregation. I wouldn't be right to ask people for offerings when so many don't know how they'll feed their kids or pay rent. Citing alarming statistics, including 42 million Americans facing SNAP cuts and 300,000 Black women losing their jobs since March, Bryant said that move came from a conviction of conscience and compassion. He also directed families to additional support networks like findhelp.org and whyhunger.org, which connect people with local food resources. New Birth's initiative joins a growing list of faith-based efforts to fill up the gap left by the government interaction, proving that community care can feed both stomachs and spirits of times of crisis. I appreciate that. I don't often go to church. Like I don't go to church, but I appreciate that. It's just a difference in the message. Jamal has a lot of eyes on him. You know, New Birth is a very big church in Atlanta. And I mean, I would say quite back in the day, like it was attached to affluent people, so they can afford to do it. And like I said last week, lady, if you were to put that energy into raising money for, I don't know, hungry food banks, you know what I'm saying? Then maybe you wouldn't have been embarrassed. And, you know, for you to double down on it and go over there and, you know, speak on that man's behalf is like so irritating to me. Shout out to Pastor Jamal for doing the right thing. Who else is being influential out here? Angel Reese is. I love pro Angel things just because she gets so much hate for no good reason. Oops. Let's see what they're saying about Angel. Oh, there's no article on it, but she trademarked her name. And I mean, that's a big deal. I think Angel is more than just a basketball player, and her name does carry weight. So for her to be out here making moves like that is very smart. She's setting herself up for life after basketball. I think athletes have to do that. And this is one way she could do it and still stay, you know, in a celebrity status. She's doing a very good job of figuring her way into this scene beyond basketball. Unapologetically Angel. She's got her own podcast. It's 140,000 followers, subscribers. That's not shabby. I don't think for somebody who's not making videos like on a regular, you know what I'm saying? She probably only has to put out a couple few. She's got, you know, the interviews that are probably still gaining views. So it's kind of just, you know, money over there making itself for the most part. You got to be having multiple streams of income over here. So she averaging between 50,000 to 150,000 views, some more. So, you know, it's not too shabby over there for somebody who's not really, it's just for something extra. You know what I'm saying? She's got brand deals with Reebok, McDonald's, Hershey's, Amazon. Yeah, so shout out to Angel for being more than just a basketball player. People talking about people, you know, looking up to someone. Pastor Jamal. I can't say nothing bad about him, but you know, Pastor Winans, y'all are supposed to be the influences over here. And then, you know, Ray J, I don't know, he's under the influence. That's for dang sure. Anyway, this is a little quick one today. Let me check in with y'all. Tyler Perry felt he needed to give the church money. Why? And why that one? And for that reason, why solidarity with this guy that, it's not coming from a good place? He could have took that 100,000 and just donated it to various food, pantries or, however, Jamal gave you a couple different options on where to, get help, who needs money, that kind of thing. You got to get the word out. But Tyler is over here, having solidarity with Marvin Winans. So cool. Tip donation is not going to ask. He said for the month of November. He didn't say forever that they were going to in lieu of tip of donations. Brian's church gives tons of food on Saturdays, even before all this. That's good to know. Like, if he's out there for real doing the work, he's very charismatic. You know what I'm saying? And if you're going to church and you're giving your tithes and then you see the work being put in it make you feel some type of different. I didn't know anything about Pastor Jamal until Giselle. And so, yeah, that's all I knew about Pastor Jamal. He's got a new wife. I don't know anything about her, but she probably does first lady things in terms of, I feel like I like Jamal. Oof, they're going to hate this, but I like Jamal better than Eddie Long. So, and Eddie Long built that church. Pastor Jamal Bryant inherited that church. But as far, I didn't see Eddie Long out here doing the things that, Pastor Jamal Bryant is doing. So, and then if it's happening and it's not like loud and talked about, it should be, because pastors are not having a very good reputation right now. Every time you see a pastor, he talking about lock the door until you give me $20. I see, tell the ladies, everybody in the congregation say kitchen. I've heard nothing but terrible things over the last few in terms of the church. So if Jamal Bryant is over there doing the damn thing, shout about it. And we need to come together. I can't say that enough. You'll probably hear me say it over and over and over again. What else was going on down to the timeline? This little girl was over here trying to go to work at Chick-fil-A, and they told her she cannot come to work because why? Because her hair is not natural. Oh, I feel like this thing, and it, I'm sure has to do with the industry that I'm in. This whole hair discrimination thing, it like chaps my ass probably more than anything. Maybe not more than anything, but very, very high on the list, because it's such a horrible way to, like, it's abuse of children, like to build in them, take away their shine for things. My daughter, we could go in the store and somebody can have on, pink hair and sparkly eyelashes. And she's going to say she's pretty because she likes sparkly things. Like, you don't have to kill somebody's joy. This is not that. This is downright discrimination. And it's so old. For stories that impact our community, from Black business wins to the realities we still face daily. 16-year-old, she's just 16 years old. 16-year-old Autumn Williams from North Carolina says she was sent home from her job at Chick-fil-A after a manager told her that her blonde box braids were unnatural. Autumn says she worn the same hairstyle during orientation with no issues, but this time was told it didn't align with the company's appearance policy, leaving her embarrassed and confused. This comes as an ongoing conversation about hair bias and the need for nationwide Crown Act protections continue across the U.S. Do you think the workplace should have the right to police hair color or styles? Would you go back after being told your hair was unnatural? I think she definitely should not go back because she would be setting herself up for constant, bullying at work. This is not a safe environment for her to be in. Thank you for letting me know up front what types of people you are over here. I'm 16 years old. I'm going to go home and hopefully my mother will have a conversation with me and father and let these people know, or let this little girl know, that that's not somewhere she want to be, because there's nothing but ignorance over there slinging chicken through a box window. You know what I'm saying? Like, stop it. We know what that is. So yeah, find somewhere else to go. I hate that this is still a thing, but every time it happens, I feel like, people should say something out loud. Chick-fil-A, are y'all still at Chick-fil-A? That was an easy one to not worry about either. Where did I want to end things? Hey, Motown investor. I be trying to read and all the things. Thank you. I love the news segments too. Like, I feel like if it's some juicy gossip, I'll probably talk about it at some point. Ain't nothing going on. I'm not needing to look for it. So yeah, and I feel like these are things that we kind of need to share with each other. This right here. So November, blackouts. Amazon, Target, Home Depot, Kellogg's, Black Friday, Cyber Week, November 28th through December 5th. Solidarity, what did it say? Solidarity something. I done click something now. I can't dang on see it. Stand in solidarity. Whew. Well, hello, Kylie. Welcome to the room. I'm about done. I want to know how many bleach blonde white girls work with their not natural hair either. I mean, you know what it is. That's why I said I'm not about to try to force myself into an environment of ignorance like that. It's Chick-fil-A. You know what I'm saying? Young lady, there's way more things you could be doing than working at Chick-fil-A. So, so many things. I admire a 16-year-old, that one is ready to learn work ethic, but not at the expense of her well-being. That's a toxic environment. You can very well work somewhere and not be harassed by somebody who's a manager and they thinks that title means anything other than, you get to hold the key. So yeah, stand aside to solidarity. I think we should definitely do that. I think this is also an easy one. You don't have to not shop, I feel like, on Black Friday. I feel like there's so many minority businesses, small businesses. At this point, we have to include allies. You know what I'm saying? We can't make it just be, we need a team of solidarity that's big voices from different, ethnicities. And, we can't, stay very tunnel vision in terms of building a community. So yeah, I feel like there's small businesses, there's minority businesses, there's Black businesses, specifically like targeted towards Black. I think it's weird, and when I say targeted towards Black, I mean, when you're referencing Africa and, using the word Black, I feel like we gonna lean into, not we are, because I have hopes, but I feel like it's easy for us to lean into what's convenient. But just for this week, them Christmas things is gonna be there. You know what I'm saying? They're not going to run out of anything. And at the end of the day, right now, in this economy, you know, if you can afford a new TV, I'm not sure what the hot thing is, PlayStation 5 and all of those things. If you can afford it, fine. But if you can afford that, then you can afford to share, you know, and chip in on a PlayStation 5 for somebody else. I don't know what that looks like. All I'm saying is it's a small thing to see how much power you actually have by just missing out shopping on that week. I don't plan on it. Hopefully you will stand in solidarity also, and spend your dollars with small business and not corporation necessarily, and still enjoy the holiday. You have to organize, you know what I'm saying, for a revolution to be effective. So on that note, like the video, subscribe to the channel, be good, be safe, and I'll see you when I see you. Bye, y'all.